Hello everyone, thank you for joining us on MNB World's News Mongolia, where we bring you the latest stories and updates from across the nation and beyond. I'm Batsirin Namshar. Our top stories for News Mongolia. UNDP urges future-fit governance to advance development in the Asia-Pacific. Emergency medical service workshop and training organized by Australian professionals. Scholarship 2024 activity was held among Mongolian students in the Republic of Korea. For the news, stay tuned. The United Nations Development Programme unveiled its highly anticipated 2024 Asia-Pacific Human Development Report in Mongolia today, identifying three transformative directions to advance human development in the region amid turbulent and uncertain conditions globally. The report emphasizes prioritizing people at the core of development, recalibrating growth strategies, and driving change.
The key focus of the report is a call for a future-fit governance approach, highlighting anticipation, adaptability, and agility as essential qualities to effectively address the unique development challenges and opportunities faced by countries in the region, including Mongolia. The report states people and communities should not be passive beneficiaries, but active agents who engage fully in economic, social, and political life. It emphasizes the importance of building human security while remaining committed to a healthy environment and exercising careful stewardship of the planet for the future generations.
The report comes at the time when the world is facing a lot of challenges and potentially very turbulent future. So it looks into the state of the human development in the region of Asia-Pacific, but also it looks into why there is a need for change and how that change can happen. The report confirms, in fact, that yes, Asia-Pacific is a region that has been kind of the birthplace of the human development approach and export-driven growth. And it has progressed a lot over the past 3 decades in terms of the human development. But also the report comes with a very clear message, assessment that that advancement has recently stalled. There is a regression, in fact, that and that it has been marred with disparities within and between the countries, and that there is a digression at the moment.
To empower people as active agents of change, the report urges countries to prioritize people's present and future needs. This includes revisiting strategies toward human development and growth, better integrating the two, and intensifying efforts to transform strategy into practice.
Over the past 3 decades, around 90% increase in the Human Development Index for the region has been seen. This is the largest increase of that kind in the world, in fact. So that is extremely important to recognize. 1.5 billion people have been in this region have been lifted out of the extreme poverty. And that is a really impressive achievement. But that came at the cost of disparity. The disparity within the region, within the country still is persistent. And we talk there about disparity for women, for youth. Many people are still into the informal sector. Millions of people still work trapped into the informal sector, and a number of other vulnerable, marginalized groups. So that type of concerns the rapid growth, but also with the increasing disparities characteristics of the region. And then the third that we have seen lately in the past recent years is about the trend of reducing of digression in the human development, and that came within the global context of pandemics, of that the impact of the war in Ukraine, or in general the cost of living crisis. That is a phenomenon that we have seen globally in 2022. With the Human Development Report, and that type of regression into the Human Development Index is also characteristic for Mongolia.
The report underscores the importance of a strong focus on economic competitiveness and diversification when recalibrating growth strategies. It highlights that the human development cannot be achieved solely through economic growth. Recalibrating growth requires equitable and inclusive development to advance human well-being.
The Human Development Index is based upon 3 indicators. The first one is the Life Expectancy Index, the second one is the Education Index, and the final one is the Per Capita Income Index, or the index related to employment. As I just mentioned in my report, Mongolia ranks 96th out of 191 countries in the world in terms of the Human Development Index. In 2 of the 3 main indicators, the Life Expectancy Index and the Per Capita Income Index, Mongolia lags far behind. Mongolia's Education Index is about average compared to other countries. So, when we are talking about the factors and indicators in the society, because the economy is connected, it's possible to recover the economy and reach other sectors of society through inclusive growth, and the 3 main indicators will support each other and move forward.
According to the latest Sustainable Development Goals Progress Report, the Asia-Pacific region is not on track for achieving any of the SDGs. According to Mongolia's latest voluntary national review, presented in September 2023, out of the measurable 83 SDG indicators, only 32 are on track to meet their targets by 2030.
Teachers and experts from Griffith University in Australia organized a training for trainers in emergency medical services to strengthen the skills of emergency responders. The training was attended by paramedics, emergency rescuers, and police officers in Ulaanbaatar and several provinces.
EMS training will continue for 10 days. More than 70 professionals who attended the training will receive emergency medical service trainer certification. They will be able to return to their communities and organize training on handling emergency medical situations.
The 10-day training covers what care first responders should provide to people in emergency situations. Paramedics from Ulaanbaatar and the provinces are participating in the training.
Nalak district is located on a main road, and the Tirilj area is frequented by visitors and hikers, so we often have emergency accidents such as people falling from cliffs and rocks. Paramedics often provide first aid before transferring people to the trauma hospital. Emergency responders and rescuers in developed countries are trained to deliver life-saving first aid. Paramedics are also required to have the ability to put out a fire and other skills for working in emergency situations.
In 2017, I visited Mongolia in the north of the country in winter, and I observed that the ambulances that were being used were quite old and required some equipment. So I returned to Australia and contacted a colleague who was a paramedic, and we both then started this project to improve Mongolia's EMS service nationally, starting with UB and working out from there and Seleng province. What we suggest is that the government of Mongolia look at improving emergency medical services or ambulance services for the people of Mongolia. Improving those services means that patients will arrive in hospital in a much better condition, being better treated by doctors who have equipment and training. So part of our project is providing that training, that they would not potentially get in their studies at university. So coming out of university and then being trained in pre-hospital care with better equipment means more lives will be saved in Mongolia.
So, one of the things we have done as part of this trip is we've been able to work with LifeFlight, one of the leading aeromedical providers that is in the state of Queensland where I come from, and they've provided us a heap of training equipment or expired equipment that they can no longer use. Now, I know how new aeromedical is in Mongolia, so we've brought that over so we can give this equipment to NEMA so they have new equipment to train with. So this saves NEMA money using equipment that they could use on patients, so using old equipment for training. And what's key about developing aeromedical anywhere is that the people providing it, so your doctors and nurses, have equipment so they can practice training. So when they go out to an incident, they're working really well. And it's only with repetitive training can you improve your service.
Rescuers, police, and paramedics play a crucial role as first responders at the scene of an accident. Those first on the scene when someone is in a life-threatening situation must have the skills to administer immediate and effective first aid. Studies show a 70% correlation between the timeliness of delivering first aid and the person's chance of survival and overall quality of life.
In commemoration of the 99th anniversary of the adoption of Mongolia's first constitution, proclaiming the People's Republic of Mongolia, Korea proudly hosts the Scholarship 2024 activity. Stay tuned for exclusive coverage and insights as we bring you the latest news directly from Korea, celebrating Mongolia's 99th anniversary of adopting first constitution.
The number of Mongolian students studying in South Korea has been increasing annually. According to a 2023 survey, there is data indicating that more than 13,000 Mongolian students are enrolled in language training programs and universities in Korea. This constitutes approximately 20% of the Mongolian population residing in Korea. Students who pursued bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees with scholarships got together to share their experiences and provide insights on obtaining scholarships for prospective students who planned to study in Korea in the future.
I selected KAIST University due to its standing as one of the largest universities in Asia. As I mentioned in my speech, receiving a scholarship from KAIST eliminates the need to search for another scholarship. It's automatically included with your admission. Our university accepts admission every semester, and notably, we currently have over 20 Mongolian students pursuing bachelor's degrees. Currently, 54,000 Mongolian citizens reside and work in Korea, including many children attending school. Our Mongolian school in Korea has over 300 students, and a significant number of them are set to graduate from high school this year. I am currently in the 12th grade, and my plan for next year is to pursue higher education at university in Korea. I would appreciate hearing from experienced individuals about the requirements for university admission and tips on securing scholarships. As our Mongolian school in Korea, we currently have 330 students, with 10% successfully gained admission to universities. A significant number of our students are recipients of scholarships. Importantly, we prioritize and ensure that our students not only enter university, but also successfully graduate. We remain committed to working diligently to support our students in their journey to enter and excel in university education. Since 1990, Mongolians had the freedom to travel freely to a number of foreign countries, marking the beginning of the first era of immigration. Now, after 30 years, we find ourselves in the midst of the second immigration wave. Mongolian children born and raised in these foreign countries are reaching adulthood, and the conditions for their university entrance are taking shape. However, challenges such as language loss and cultural detachment are emerging in some cases. As we document the history of this second generation of immigration, it's crucial for the government to focus on fostering the patriotism of these Mongolian citizens and undertake significant measures in this area. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you on Wednesday with more news and updates. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.